Okay, we are at chapter 12 of Alvin Ho, Allergic to Camping, Hiking, and Other Natural Disasters. Chapter 12, The Scariest Morning of My Life. My dad is a great packer-upper. He packed Louise, his wasabi green car, in no time. It is one of his talents, but is not one of mine. I wasn't packed at all. Son, said my dad, usually I like it when he calls me that, but this was not usual. It was the scariest morning of my life. Look at him. He's still laying in bed, hiding. It's time to go, said my dad. I couldn't move. I couldn't speak. I was a wonton in a wrapper, but Annabelle wasn't. She was up and about and wide awake, and she had on her Thunder Bunny backpack. Alvin isn't packed. Alvin isn't packed. She squealed, hopping up and down and doing a little dance. But I am, she cried. I'm packed. Annabelle took off her backpack. She unzipped it. Thunder Bunny underwear fell out, and inside were a toothbrush, piece of soap, old maid cards, a first aid kit, a roll of toilet paper, and a bunch of my supplies that came in next day delivery. Hanging from the outside of the bag was a strange device. What's this? Asked my dad, inspecting the gadget. An 11-in-1, said Annabelle. A what? A mirror, fork, knife, spoon, thermometer, compass, whistle, flashlight, magnifying glass, hairbrush, and weapon. Annabelle said proudly. I made it all by myself, and she had tied everything around one of my carved sticks, which looked like it was the weapon. There it is. Uncle Dennis told me about him, said Annabelle. See, the secret trick number 284. That's fantastic, said my dad, turning the thing around in his hands. So, can I come too? She asked. My dad looked at Annabelle, then he got down on his knees. Sweetheart, he said, taking a hold of Annabelle's hand, I promised Alvin that this would be a special time just for him. The corner of Annabelle's lips wilted. But he's scared of camping, Annabelle blurted. He doesn't want to go. Take me instead. Why didn't I think of that? If Annabelle went, I wouldn't have to. My dad blinked. I'm not sure that's such a good idea, he said slowly. Why don't we plan on taking you next year when you're bigger? I may be little, but I'm Annabelle Ho, ready to go, said Annabelle. She stuck out her hokey-pokey toe. When it comes to Annabelle, my dad is squishy mochi cake. My dad is squishy mochi cake. So I held my breath and shut my eyes and wished with all my might that Annabelle would get to go and I would get to stay home. Let's ask Alvin and see what he thinks, my dad said. Alvin, if you take her instead of me, you'll have a better time, Dad, I blurted. My dad looked over the tops of his glasses at me. He scratched his quillery cheek, then rubbed his quillery chin. It was not a good sign. I had a sinking feeling. Well, my dad said, if you really want to rough it in the woods, Annabelle, and you're packed, then of course you can come. You don't take up much room in the car, and when we can squeeze you into our tent. We'd love to have you along. Gulp. We would? I asked. You mean I'm going too? Packing like a maniac in 3 minutes flat is not a good idea. I'm sure I forgot a bunch of stuff. There he is, packing. It's only the Berkshire, my dad said. We're not doing the Himalayas. Are you going to be okay, sweetheart? Asked my mom. I breathed heavily through my N95 mask. I was not okay. But I climb into the car with Annabelle. Maybe it was a good thing Annabelle was coming along. She's not much, but she always makes me feel less scared. I don't know how she does it. Besides, having a buddy along for the buddy system is always a good idea. She might come in handy as an extra person to stand between me and the bears. The bad thing about having Annabelle along is this. She doesn't take up much room in the car. She takes up all the room in the car. She may be little, but her car seat is huge. So there was hardly any room left for me. The second bad thing about having Annabelle along is this. She sings. La 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 la, she sang as we drove out of civilization and into the wilderness. La 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 la, la la la. Gee, it should have been a time of dread and planning ahead for disaster, but instead it was time for singing. Want to learn a campfire song? Asked my dad. It's one that we used to sing around the fire when the earth was still cooling. Yes, cried Annabelle, kicking her legs. Okay, here we go, said my dad, and he sang, let me tell you a story about a scout named Annabelle. On that tragic and fateful day, put her scout knife in her pocket, kissed her dog and family, went to hike in the woods far away. Well, did she ever return? No, she never returned. La 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 la, sang Annabelle, and her fate is still unlearned. She may roam forever in the woods and mountains. She's the scout who never returned. La 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 la, sang Annabelle. Wah! I cried as they sang. Wah! It's just a song, son, said my dad, looking at me in the mirror. It's not for real. It's for fun. I nodded. I sniffed. I felt car sick. My dad continued. Now, you citizens of Concord, don't you think it's a scandal? How old Annabelle got lost that day? Take the right equipment, take along a buddy when you hike in the hills that way, or else you'll never return. No, you'll never return, and your fate will be unlearned, Annabelle. You may roam forever in the woods and mountains like the scout who never returned. I groaned as we drove closer and closer to the place of bears and rain and wild things, where flashlights don't work and matches don't strike, and from where scouts never return, which means they don't come back, dead or alive. Unfortunately, my dad didn't know any more words to the song, and Annabelle soon fell asleep. It is one of her main talents, next to singing and to digging holes. Next to digging holes in the yard with my sticks. Annabelle can fall asleep just like that. Annabelle has all the luck. If I could have closed my eyes and not seen where we were going, I would have. But my eyes were stuck wide open, just like binoculars. It was quiet except for the sound of Louise charging full speed ahead. I turned my Batman ring. I looked out the window. We were going so fast. The road beneath us didn't look like a road at all. It looked like the TV screen between channels. I felt thunder in my stomach and a rock in my shoe. So I looked up. In the distance, the sky had turned a greenish blue with swirly clouds. The hillsides had a certain glow. I recognized it. Tornadoes, I whispered. But no sound came out of my mouth. There he is, sitting in his seat in the car. And that is the end of chapter 12, and I will see you in chapter 13.